Is the Proton Project Roadrunner paddle worth the extreme price tag? Let's find out. So if you're new to the scene, Proton has been making pickleball paddles for a bit now, and they're known for making paddles on the more premium side. I actually look at Proton as the Apple of pickleball paddles now. I used to think that with Gearbox, but I think Proton's really stepping it up. I do find this paddle specifically very interesting and controversial because this is one of the most expensive paddles I've seen. I think the price tag for this is about 300 bucks. I was lucky enough to find it off Facebook Marketplace for a good deal. So this is not sponsored by any ways. This is my genuine thoughts on it, and I got some things to say. The selling point of this one is the double weave Kevlar. Basically, without getting into the crazy nitty-gritty specs, it's supposed to be a lightweight and very fast paddle in the hands that still offers you amazing spin. You know, fast, good control, great spin, you still have power. It's supposed to have it all. Let's dive into it to see if it really does. Out of the box, the paddle weighs in at this weight. I forget what it is exactly. And that felt good, but it did feel like the sweet spot wasn't there, and I was getting some like twist weight issues where the ball would hit the side of the paddle. So I did add weight down here to the throat of the paddle, and it has made a difference. That's my setup, and I do like it. I actually think I could probably get away with adding a little bit more weight here, but I don't want it to be too heavy because I just don't like super heavy paddles because then I'll get tennis elbow. I think it's either a carbon fiber or Kevlar face to it. I'll put it right here. It's interesting. It feels really cool, and the most standout feature with this paddle is its looks. Like, this is subjectively the best looking pickleball paddle I've seen. It looks very clean, and I've gotten compliments from anybody who sees it because first thing they say is like, wow, that's a pretty paddle. If you want a pretty paddle, this is the one to get. This is supposed to be an elongated shape. I wish they had a wide face shape because I do prefer wide body faces. I actually don't mind this shape when I'm using it. It helps with that extra reach, and I still get a good amount of power when I'm putting balls away. Resets are great with it. When I was still dialing in the paddle, I did have some unfortunate pop-ups on my forehand dinks, but with my backhand dinks, everything felt very great. I do have some issue doing a two-handed topspin dink. I find myself popping it up more than what I used to do with the Series 1 Proton that had the nanotech texture. The controversial topic with Proton and their paddles is that this is the Series 4. On the Series 1 paddle, they came out with this revolutionary, unique nanotech texture that basically felt like a ping pong paddle, like the rubber of a ping pong paddle on a pickleball paddle. Now, I come from a ping pong table tennis background, so I was very drawn to that. I was demoing my friends, and I really liked it. This was still Gen 1 territory, so it had great spin, good control, a little poppy, okay power. I don't understand why they didn't put that nanotech material on all of their successor paddles, like the Series 2, the 3, the 4. None of them had the nanotech texture. And I don't know, I just never heard a good reason from Proton as to why they didn't do it. Maybe they wanted to have some diversity in their lineup. I guess that makes sense. But if you're gonna be known for making this revolutionary material coating and not put it on your new paddles, then like, what's the point, right? I did just see an interview podcast with the CEO teasing some new paddles coming up. I think they'll be Gen 3 or Gen 4, whatever, but they're going to have that nano texture material on it. So I'm very, very excited for those. I think that'll be a game changer because having the power of current paddles today with that unique material is very interesting to me. All right, let's talk about the speed and performance of this paddle. So I've been playing with it for a bit now, and I've really been able to just dial it in, get a feel for it. It's my main paddle. It's my favorite. I really like it. I'm coming from using gearboxes. At first I loved them, but then I actually fell out of love with them because for some reason with gearboxes, I would just get massive tennis elbow. Even though I thought that with their material, that SSD core, I thought it was supposed to like mitigate and mute all the vibrations, but I don't know, I think it was making it worse. So I stopped playing with them. I went to the Proton Series 1 for a while, and that did mitigate some of the pain. But now, coming to the Series 4, I really haven't had any pain, like to the degree I used to get. The only time I noticed the tennis elbow flare up was after like 4 hours of intense pickleball. Obviously that's going to happen, but other than that, the pain has really like went away. But yeah, this paddle has proven very useful and very well in my gameplay. When I'm doing drives, it feels good. I'm able to really drive the ball right over the net, and with that spin, it's able to get the ball right over the net and just dip under, catching a lot of people off guard, or forcing a pop-up on your third shot drive. Resets from the baseline are good too. You just have to dial it in. If you're playing high-level players and they're smashing the ball, it might take you a few tries to get it back into the kitchen safely, but I have felt more confident with this than I did with the Series 1 because I felt that paddle was a little bit too poppy. It was 11 millimeters, where this one is only 15, which I think is a good sweet spot between 14 and 16 mil. When I'm at the kitchen, I do love a good firefight. Hand battles are my favorite. I have pretty fast reflexes, so having a light paddle in my hand is very helpful with that. And I think if you like firefights and you like fast hands, this will be a good paddle for you as long as you don't load it up too much. Let's talk about durability and build quality. You know, I've had this for about 3 months now and it's holding up great. That being said, my friend who's had it for a little bit longer, hers doesn't look like it's in the best condition.
In general though, like the paddle itself has held up really well. I hit the edge a few times on the ground, but no cracks, no breaks. I haven't seen anything like delamination, you know, anything with the core. And I've had it for 6 months-ish, and I think it's holding up really well, besides the edge, which was my fault. So, tape it. I used a few different paddles before this, and the minute I got it, I could tell it had a lot of power, but also a lot of control. And when I went on the website to order it, I actually saw that they sell 2 things. One of them is pickleball paddles, and the other is softball bats, which I was like, perfect. I'm an ex-softball player, played my whole life, and I knew it was the brand for me. Next thing I'm gonna buy is the softball bat. I'm so excited for it. People ask me to describe it. It's a happy medium between control and power. I used a few different paddles. A few that were control felt too soft, and the ones that had a lot of power had so much pop, and I was popping a lot of stuff up. I feel like the Proton is the perfect medium, and I love that the surface is a little gritty because it allows me to be able to hit the ball but not have to worry too much about a ton of topspin because I can grip it when I hit it. It's the perfect combination of everything that a player's looking for. I don't even like to say I'm for one paddle or the other, but like, I think I'm a Proton girly for life. I think you're right.
Keep in mind, this is an edgeless paddle. Feel free to throw some edge guard on it. It's a shame because it does cover up that beautiful blue, but you know, you can still make it look cool. I feel confident this paddle will last for a while, and Proton is known for some great customer service. That being said, I didn't buy it from Protons, so I don't know if they'll even honor that. But I'm sure if the paddle were to completely break on me, they would help out in some way. So what would you compare this paddle to? I've heard that the Franklin paddles are very lightweight and very fast in the hands. With that lightweightness though, it comes at a cost of power. I was testing out one of those Franklins one day, and while yes, my hands were very fast, and I did enjoy the speed of it, I was not able to put balls away because even my friends would say like, your smashes and overheads just feel like they're coming slower. Quickly went away from that. Going to this will get the job done. I feel confident with this in my hand. Comparing it to the other paddles I've used, it's definitely my go-to. Gearboxes were the ones I was using the most, and I fell out of love with them. Some people still love them. Some people perform great with them. I'm just not one of them. I think it was too powerful, too poppy, and I just couldn't get my drops into the kitchen safely. With this, I feel really good. I really do like this paddle. I have tested that new carbon true foam too, and that paddle felt amazing on resets, but it's a completely different structure. It's, you know, using 100% foam. There's no honey core. It's a different paddle. I'm not gonna compare these two to that. True foam was 280 bucks and this comes in at 300 bucks. So I guess they're in the same realm. If I were to choose one, I'd probably go with the true foam too. But like I said, I got this off Facebook for an amazing deal and I don't regret it because I actually do like this paddle. Like this is fun. And I love the color, it just looks great. All right, so who's this paddle for? I think if you are someone who really likes spin, you prioritize a lightweight paddle that you will feel fast in the kitchen with, you know, fast hands, firefights, this paddle will be good for you. It's great on the control, the resets, I think that's all there. The only thing it lacks, in my opinion, is the wide body. I do notice myself hitting some dead spots here and there. When I'm playing good games and people are driving the ball, there are times where I think I'm hitting it right, but it just hits the side completely and just dies. That just goes back to twist weight and sweet spot, but that might also be due to the lack of an edge guard because I think that does make a difference. So I guess that's one downside. I think having an edge guard on it would mitigate all those issues. If you're an aggressive player that likes to drive a lot, this also is a great paddle for you. I actually switched to more aggressive play styles with drives, third shot drives, crashes, just testing it out because I see a lot more of the pros do that, especially in the higher level gameplay. More of my shots go over the net, and I'm also not launching the ball out like crazy. This is not a crazy power paddle. If you want power, this is not the paddle for you. But if you want okay power, good control, great spin, fast hands, then this is a great option for you. I think it's great for that intermediate advanced player. You've been in the game, you know what you're doing, you got the fundamentals down. If you're a beginner, I don't see why you would be paying 300 bucks for a new paddle when you can get such better value somewhere else. I don't know, there's so many paddles now. Even the Vatics, like those are really good. Carbon True Foam, like if you want to spend a lot of money, I think that might be a better paddle. Proton actually just launched their Project Flamingo. My friend had the Project Roadrunner, the Series 4, and he said it wasn't enough power in it. So he returned it and got the Project Flamingo, and he loves that one. If you were to choose between the two, I guess Project Flamingo for power, Roadrunner for control speed. Now, would I recommend this paddle? Is it worth the price? For $300, this is a tough sell. It's a really good looking paddle. It's probably the best looking paddle I've seen. I do like it. It plays very well for me, but you know, I haven't played with that many other paddles. This one works well for me. I'm sure there's other paddles at different price points that would also do fine for me. I think at $300, it's a lot to pay and a lot to spend to get a good average paddle. I don't think the value is there. But if you have a lot of money to burn, you really prioritize aesthetics of a paddle, and you just like Proton and want that flex of having the nicest, most expensive paddle on the court, then this is great for you. I would highly recommend this paddle. I would say check out your local pickleball facility. I'm sure they'll have this paddle around. See if you could demo it. Feel it for yourself. It hasn't worn out at all. Spin is still great. I'm excited to just keep using this paddle. I'm also excited to see what else they have coming up, because if they launch Gen 3 paddles with the nanotech texture, that might be a game changer, and I might retire this paddle. But anyways, thank you for watching. If you have any questions about the paddle, leave them down in the comments below. I'll answer all of them. Let me know, what are your thoughts? Like, do you have this paddle? Have you seen this paddle? Do you think it's too expensive for what it is? Because like I said, it's a good looking paddle. It works fine. I just don't think it's worth 300 bucks. I think at a great price would be like 200 bucks, great deal. 220, reasonable. 3, you're trying to be Apple, which you're not doing a terrible job at. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Peace.